Listen, no one plans for your AC system to fail. I know none of us want it, but when it does, when is the right time to think about perhaps replacing it versus repairing it? I see far too many people spend tons and tons of money on repairs that probably shouldn't have been made. I'm here to tell you when is the best time to repair versus replace.
Meet Chris, an HVAC expert who installed his first system at just 11 years old. Since 2000, he has been running his company full-time, working on everything from massive industrial facilities to high-rise office buildings and thousands of high-end residential projects. With over 100 Fortune 500 clients and a reputation for solving the most complex HVAC challenges alongside top engineers, Chris knows this industry inside and out. But here's the thing, he believes the residential HVAC market is the most underserved and convoluted part of the industry. That's why he created the Information for Consumer Show to bring real, honest HVAC knowledge directly to homeowners like you. No sales gimmicks, no confusion, just expert advice to help you stay comfortable and save money. And now, the Information for Customer Success Show.
When your HVAC system stops working, it sucks, right? We all agree it sucks. It's easy to wonder if a professional is just trying to sell you something new, but here's the truth. Most professionals, most genuine professionals, want what's best for you and your home. And quite frankly, they want what's best for them too. They're thinking about the future. Are they going to get those pain in the butt phone calls about the system breaking down again or not working again? They want to have a trouble-free relationship with you as well, so sometimes the new system is the answer. We're not here to push replacements. In fact, we only recommend a new system when it truly serves you better, whether that's through better comfort, reliability, long-term savings, warranty. So today we're breaking down how to decide when a repair makes sense and when a replacement might actually be a smarter move. So let's talk about the scenarios. One of the first things you're going to consider, of course, is can it be fixed, right? Because sometimes it's really fixed beyond repair, so that's an easy one. But when it can be fixed, right, there's 4 key factors to consider. Number 1 is the age of the system. Number 2 is the repair frequency and cost, energy efficiency, comfort, and reliability. So let's start off with the first one, which is age of the system. Most age lasts 12 to 15 years, right? And there's a lot of nuance to that. So let's talk about AC and heat pump systems, let's say 15 years. Furnaces, 15 to 20 years. Boilers, cast iron boilers, 20, 30 years, right? So there's a kind of a bigger window depending on what kind of system we're talking about here. But also when we say it lasts, that doesn't mean they shut off like a timer at year 15. But after that point, you can certainly expect the efficiency to drop off and parts to wear out faster and the amount of repairs happen, more frequently. So think of it like an older car. It might still run, but you're putting more money into repairs and it's not performing the way it used to. That's generally the scenario. Like repair happens, fine, we do a repair, then all of a sudden you go a couple months or a year and you go, there's another repair and you kind of go, okay, what's going on here? Well, it's that time in its life that you can start, expecting more repairs. And the question really is are you going to put money into this older piece of equipment? Does it make sense for you? Around call it the 12-year mark, it's smart to start planning ahead. Not necessarily replacing it right away, but being ready for what do you want to replace it with? Do I go with the same kind of system? What has been the problem? Maybe investigating what that looks like. The tricky part is that a well-installed, properly maintained system can sometimes last much longer, while ones that have been obviously neglected or oversized might struggle sooner. So when professionals bring up the age of the system, it's not about selling you something. It's about helping you understand where you are in the system's life cycle and making sure you are prepared for whatever is that next move. Now, Chris, I've had a system that lasted 18 years without any problems. Yeah, great, wonderful. When we say that 15-year mark, we're talking about an industry average, what we see out there. Systems fail in year 5. Systems fail when they're 25, right? They're mechanical pieces of equipment. There's all kinds of significant things that could happen to them. And of course, maintenance has a huge part of it. When we see well-maintained systems that we are hired to do preventive maintenance on, we see them last way longer, and we see minor repairs happening. But when somebody tells you that 12-year, 15-year mark, from now on, you can expect that, hey, something major could break. Maybe you had a little a little bit of a repair that you have to do, and it kind of like it sucks, but the system's 12 years old, doesn't mean this is the time to replace it. However, you should note that from now on, you can expect more repairs and perhaps bigger repairs. It's not unusual for that to happen. Moving parts, especially in an air conditioning system, like things like compressor, and there's a lot of stress on them. There's a lot of condensation and water, and environmental factors and heat and cool. These mechanical things aren't, they're not built to sort of fail right away, but they undergo a lot of stress. So you do have to understand that some repairs are expected. So some repairs are expected, small repairs especially. Don't worry, repairs have to happen, right? That's kind of normal. One repair every few years, it's pretty normal for older systems. Things wear out, small fixes have to happen. But when you start seeing the repair van pulling up in your driveway every season, or worse, every few months, that's a sign that the system is reaching the end of its reliable life. Usually when a unit starts having repeat failures, it's not just bad luck. It's because age, heat, vibration, movement, they've taken a toll on the major components. And once one part fails, well, then it's just the next weakest link in the system. And, it's one of those talking points that a lot of customers kind of just think we're telling them things just to tell them things. But often what happens is when we make one repair, well, we make that component really strong now. Now the next weak component is the one that's going to fail. And it's like a sliding sort of, slippery kind of slope where a repair often leads to more repairs being needed, as silly as that sounds. So usually when a unit starts having repeat failures, again, it's not bad luck. It's because it's that age. So here's a simple rule of thumb. If the total cost of repairs in the past couple of years starts creeping up past 25, 30% of the cost of a new system, it's probably time to consider a new system. And again, this isn't about pushing you towards a new system. It's about recognizing patterns. At some point, the cost and stress of constant repairs starts outweighing the benefit of keeping the old one going. So I just mentioned the cost, right? But then there's the frustration, right? When does an air conditioning system fail? Not in December. It fails in that 4th of July barbecue, where you're having family and friends over and it's 98 degrees, everybody's complaining, and your barbecue was a total disaster because everybody hated to be outside because it's hot and hated to be inside because there's no relief. So they only fail at their stress points, right? They're only going to fail when you really need them. So there's downtime, right? There's calling somebody. I know that's a pain in the butt. There's being there for them. You might have to take off from work. Then there's potentially a wait time for ordering, specific parts. So there's a frustration factor. So are you frustrated enough where you don't want repairs to happen every couple of months or even every season? I know there's a lot of customers I talk to in the off season where they have anxiety about the upcoming summer. They're going to need another repair, and this is when they're shopping for a new AC system. Those are smart clients. Next up is energy efficiency, and this is a huge one, right? Technology in the HVAC industry has come a long way over the last 10, 15 years. A system that was considered high efficiency a decade ago might be on the lower end of the scale today. For example, an older air conditioning system might have a SEER rating of 10 or 12, which is actually the most common thing we see when we're replacing a 10, 15-year-old piece of equipment. It's most likely a 10 or 12 SEER system. It would be the exception to the rule to see anything higher. So while new systems are in the range of, the majority of the systems we sell are 16 SEER and up, right? The 16 to 20 SEER range. That can mean 20 to 40% less energy usage for the same comfort. So just by replacing that AC, obviously, not only do you get a brand new air conditioning system that you most likely do not have to worry about it breaking down, but you're saving on the energy 20 to 40%. So it's just about saving money on that bill too, right? It's about having the efficient system and that manages comfort. Older equipment tends to cycle on and off a lot more. The older equipment definitely, same thing, we saw 10 to 12 SEER is the most common air conditioning system out there in single stage. The conversation has shifted. In our company, we've been selling high efficiency, multi-stage variable speed equipment for many, many years, but I think the whole industry has really moved to variable speed, or at least dual stage equipment, where I'm seeing more and more customers take the better equipment, which translates to more comfortable equipment. Older equipment tends to cycle on and off, right? Which causes uneven sort of temperatures or constant spikes of cold, hot, humidity issues. Newer systems use variable speed technology, which means they kind of gradually and they're very stable. They manage your house with temperature and humidity a lot more stable. So when we say it's more comfortable, that's usually what that means. When a professional talks about replacing an older system, sometimes it's not because it's even broken. It's because the new technology can do such a better job. It's quieter and it will cost you less over time, which will show. So maybe your AC system's not even breaking down that often, but it's never really worked that great for you. You always notice that it turns on, the lights flicker, it freezes the heck out of your space really fast, and it's uncomfortable, and you're always kind of fighting with the thermostat, turning it on, turning it off, trying to manage what that perfect temperature is. Well, a replacement system will generally give you better, if it's designed right, if it's the right kind of system, will give you better results. Just went over with the client on convincing them that perhaps replacement is the right solution for them. So here we have a calculator, and it's actually pretty good and pretty accurate in terms of what it portrays. So we have a system age here. We have a 12-year-old system, right? It happens to be a 3-ton system. It happens to be paired up with a 60,000 BTU furnace. And let's look at the next 3 years. The next 3 years of keeping this existing HVAC air conditioning system and furnace system, right? So next 3 years, their monthly utility bills are about $285, and that's average, the average monthly bill. And your heating and cooling in our area comes out to be 40% of your utility costs. So 40% of your utility cost basically means that the annual utility bill for HVAC alone, just for the heating and cooling, is about $1,915 a year. So for the time you're going to keep it for the next 3 years, you're paying $5,700. Now, today's repair, the repair we just made, was $900. And the question really is, over the next 3 years, 12-year-old system, do you think you're going to be making more major repairs? I mean, you can bet that you don't. But in reality, you're going to be making some future repairs. Let's just be even conservative about it. I have $2,700 in here, but let's just say you're paying $2,000 in the next 3 years. So the total you're going to pay in the next 3 years in repairs, it's $2,900, right? It's the $900 repair you have today, and we can expect about $2,000 of repairs in the next 3 years. That's usually how it happens. So today's system, to replace that system, the client had a price of $14,335. Now, the new system cost, it's $14,000. Looks like a big number. You may say to yourself, well, okay, it cost me only $2,900, but with the new system cost, right? Do you think that new system will cost more in 3 years? Do you think it will be more than $14,000? Most likely, the cost of that new system 3 years from now is probably going to be $16,485. And that's just not a made-up number. That's what happens in reality. Every year, it gets more expensive. So if you're keeping the system, you're overpaying by $2,150. In the future, you're going to replace that system anyway, right? Unless you plan to sell the house. This is one of those decisions where if you are going to sell, if you are going to get rid of the house in the next couple of years, then this is the decision to repair it, right? That makes sense to you. But if you're going to stay, then the total cost of just waiting and repairing it 3 years is $20,305. The total cost of replacing it today, and what we factored in here, is we are $919 less in utility costs with this brand new higher efficiency system. So it's really $13,000, you round it up to 14, doesn't matter. You're kind of losing out on $6,889 here. And that's the way you should think about it. It's the investment, right? I'm making an investment towards repairs for the older system. What's it giving me? It's giving me another 3 years of higher utility bills. And at the end, I still have to replace the system, right? I still have to do it. So if you start mathematically understanding it that way, and you are definitely staying in your house, and you know you're definitely going to need a new system at some point, then it's always less costly to do it at that earlier stage. All right. Now, if this system is 4 years old, then none of this makes sense. I totally get that. But 12-year-old system, this math makes sense. The last big factor, reliability. And honestly, this is one that matters most to a lot of homeowners. It's not just about whether the system turns on. It's about whether you can count on it when you need it the most. A system that breaks down once in a while is frustrating, but manageable. But when you start losing heat in the middle of winter or cooling during a heat wave, that's when reliability becomes more than just a comfort issue. It's a quality of life issue. If you're constantly wondering, is this the year it's going to die? You're just going to wait against this year it's going to die, right? I get that from a lot of clients. That uncertainty alone can be a sign that a replacement might makes sense just for your own well-being. A newer system gives you a peace of mind. You're getting brand new warranty. You're getting from a good contractor that installs it. Obviously, if there's a problem, they show up. You don't have to worry about paying anything. Mechanical equipment fails. Even brand new equipment can fail, and small things happen. But you can be rest assured at least the repair will not cost you anything. So you're not gambling on whether it will start up tomorrow, and the reliability often ends up being worth just as much as the energy savings alone. So the bottom line, deciding whether to repair or replace isn't about guessing, and it's definitely not about pressure. It comes down to 4 things: age, repair history, efficiency, reliability. When you look at all those things together, the answer usually becomes very clear. If your system is still fairly young, repairs are minor, and it keeps you comfortable, it's a simple decision: keep running it and maintaining it well. But if it's older, breaking down often, costing more to run, making you nervous every time it turns on and the weather changes, that's your system telling you it's time, it's got to go. And I always tell people there's 2 ways your system leaves your house: when you decide or when it decides. So who do you want to make the decision? You want you to make that decision, or you want the system to make that decision? The best decision is always the one that keeps you comfortable, minimizes surprises, and makes financial sense in the long run. Thank you for watching, and if you guys have any questions about any topic HVAC related, please remember to email me at questions@icshvc.com. And if you found this informative, useful, please smash that like button. Please subscribe. Keep supporting what I'm doing. Thank you.